All right, Arlene, a big opportunity here, a big title fight coming up on Thursday. We're a couple days out from that. Can you just talk me through how you're feeling right now?
Feeling good. I was only just saying in another interview, like, yeah, I'm super relaxed. I'm enjoying it. You know, these big fights don't come around in your career all that often. So, you know, in 10 years' time, I'm going to look back on this fight, and you know, if I don't sit here and enjoy all these moments now, I'll sit back and I'll be kicking myself. So yeah, enjoying it, enjoying what fight week brings. Obviously, after weigh in tomorrow, I can relax a little bit because I'll be able to eat a little bit more food. But yeah, no, feeling good. Taking it for what it is.
Are you almost surprised a little bit, you know, coming into a big fight like this, that you're just so relaxed, or have you been through so many experiences where you're just, you know, you're used to it at this point?
Yeah. No, it is surprising. Obviously, yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, are you scared and this and that. Like, you know, I get asked all these weird questions, and I'm like, you know what? No, I feel like I've prepared myself, and you know what? Like, I've mentally prepared myself for this fight since the beginning of the year. We started doing our mental preparation as soon as, you know, obviously she beat Julie for the title, and we knew that this fight was coming. I knew that I was the #1 contender, so we started preparation straight away. And I take comfort in my preparation too. I know that I've done the work. So I think, you know, nerves and all this, they always seem to sneak in a little bit more when you've got questions. And you know, I've left no stone unturned, so there's no need to be nervous.
And I know the pandemic delayed this a little bit. It was, you know, you were the clear-cut #1 contender in Scott Coker's mind before this thing started. So can you talk about maybe how the way that the world ended up affected you? And were you afraid at all, like, hey, you know, being over halfway across the world, I might lose this opportunity?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You know, I'm super grateful that this fight's going ahead. I didn't think, you know, the world still is very, very crazy at the moment. So the fact that we, you know, Bellator have been awesome with, obviously, you know, this fight sphere and this setup and that, so that we can get the fights going. I don't get me wrong, I definitely was worried or thinking that, you know, I might lose the opportunity. But then in saying that, I also sat back and thought, well, the world's a crazy place at the moment. For me to be upset about a fight when people are dying and, you know, people are very, very sick. Yeah, so I sort of took comfort in that, thinking that, you know what, it's just a fight. Other people are fighting for their lives. So I knew that if I lost my chance for this fight due to COVID, that I would be the next contender in line. So, you know, I know that I'm the #1 contender, but yeah, so if I lost the opportunity, it would come back anyway. So it worked out in the end. So
absolutely. And going into a fight with Cris Cyborg, I think pretty much everyone she's fought's always an underdog throughout the years. So do you put any weight into that? Is it something that you like? Is it something that you try not to think about? Like, is it something that's even in your mind?
I've had a few people message me from back from Australia, and they're like, we're going to put money on you. So I'm just like, you know what? It works in favour for, you know, my followers back at home who believe in me. So I understand why I'm an underdog. I'm 13-7. You know, for anyone that's the outsider that's looking in at my record without knowing the full story, yeah, for sure I'm the underdog. You know, the fact that I lost to Julia twice, someone that, you know, Cris, you know, finished in the 4th round. So, yeah, what I say to that, though, is styles make fights. I feel like I've got the strengths to beat Cyborg. But yeah, no, I don't care too much about the betting odds. Like, you know, it's all right. Hopefully people back home win some money.
Yeah. And do you think that there's something to be said about, you know, like you said, like you've had losses in the past, you've had tough times, you know, in your career. Do you think there's something to be said about that in the long run, that those are lessons that you learned and can really take with you into a fight like this?
For sure. You know, especially my last loss against Julia for the Bellator world title, that set me on the path to be the athlete that I am today. You know, as hard as that was for the 12 months after that fight for me to, you know, break a lot of barriers and this and that, I ended up owning that loss, and yeah, came to peace with it, and yeah, I'm the athlete that I am today, and you know, better things have come from it. So yeah.
And I know your side of the world has had a lot of success in MMA recently, particularly. What would it mean for you to be able to represent Australia and become the first champion for Bellator?
Yeah. Well, I was ready to be that back in 2017. Well, that's what I was hoping to be. But this is even bigger now. Like, yeah, obviously, you know, fighting Cris Cyborg and, you know, winning and becoming the Bellator world champion, I'm going to get some serious, like, credit for that. And, you know, I think people pay attention. And that will then sort of obviously set up a few other things that I want to do, you know, for the rest of my career. And then obviously outside of my fighting career in, you know, pathways avenues that I want to take after fighting and that. So yeah, this fight means a lot, and more so that I've got the backing of Australia. I'm here, I'm representing Australia. You know, the original goal was to be an Olympian to represent Australia, but that didn't happen, and here I am representing Australia on the Bellator world stage. Not
too shabby. And I guess in this fight, what's kind of the, without giving away too much, what's the mindset and the game plan coming in to fight Cyborg? We've seen, like I said, she's had so much success against everyone else. So what do you got to do differently, do you think, to get that win?
Put some fear in her. Stand my ground and just fight my fight. I think everyone sort of crumbles into fighting her fight, and don't get me wrong, cop a few of those punches and it probably would change things, but at the end of the day, I've never been I've never shied away from copping punches. Sinead Kavanagh is one of the biggest hitters in the game, and we went toe to toe in those 4-ounce gloves and turned it into a boxing fight. Julia and I had a 5-round fight, a lot of wrestling and strength and that. So between all of the, Leslie, my last opponent, she was a very forward fighter, a lot of pressure. As I've said, I've fought all different styles in my 20 fights, and then my boxing career too, a lot of different styles of fighters. So, and then my training partners too. So it's a matter of, a compilation of all of them put together, and I've just got to switch it on the night and just be very, very switched on and fight my fight.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time and good luck on Thursday.
No worries. Thank you.